Hi y'all, Sarah here from Homestead Engraving Business and Life. If you're new to our channel, my husband Matt and I are working towards becoming homesteaders. I recently put out a video about the seeds I ordered from seedsavers.org. I will go ahead and link that video below if you missed it. Today our seeds came and I'm really excited because I'm going to be revealing our seed haul. If you saw that video, you know what's coming. But it came in this nice little package. It came within less than a week of ordering. I did order a little early, so that could be part of why it came so fast, but I was really impressed by how fast it came. We also ordered potatoes, and those won't be coming for a little while yet, so I'm excited to see what those will be like when they come. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open our seeds. Alright, so I've got my detailed packing slip so I can see what's all in here. And again, we purchased all heirloom seeds, and most of these are organic as well. Oh, here's my flowers. So this is our flower bee feed mix. We're hoping to get honeybees this spring, so this should help with just kind of keeping some color and beauty around here. I'm really excited for that. I'm not following the list, so I know what these all are. So the first thing we got is Sultan's Green Crescent beans. These are like green beans. And then we got some, oh, they're even in the order of the list. They are awesome. Ooh. So these green beans, it says they're rarely offered. They are almost near extinction, and they were reintroduced to Seed Savers Exchange in 2008. They're distinctly curved green snap bean. It's stringless, tender, and delicious. Won't be planting those just yet. All right, then we got Calabrese broccoli. And I'm really excited about this. If you've ever had broccoli straight from the garden, you know it is so much more delicious than the broccoli you can buy at the store. It says this one is from the 1880s, and it was brought to America by Italian immigrants. This one, the reason I got it is that it said that the shoots were really delicious, as well as the head of the broccoli, so I'm excited to try that. We're mid-March here, so we're just about getting ready to plant, and we're going to actually start our indoor plants today. The next one I got is the Early Jersey Wakefield cabbage. We love to have fresh cabbage just chopped up kind of like coleslaw style. And it says the heads will weigh 3 to 4 pounds each. Last year we had 45 cabbage plants and they really didn't amount to anything, so hoping for a little bit better cabbage this year. It says to start indoors 4 to 6 weeks before the last frost. So we're going to start that one when we're planting inside. Oh, and I got 2 of those. That was actually a mistake. I guess I just wanted to do 45 cabbage again. All right, we got some celery. Last year we forgot to plant our celery, and you guys, it was awful. I didn't realize how much I missed our garden celery. It tastes completely different than anything you could buy. So this one is tall Utah celery. There's very detailed instructions with the celery on how to care for it if you live in a cold climate. So we're going to have to really take a look at that. Next is our cauliflower, and it looks like we ordered the early snowball cauliflower. I don't really eat a ton of cauliflower. We might use it in place of some potatoes in dishes. And these we're going to start inside. And there's some tips on how to cook with it as well in the back, which is kind of neat. Next, this was kind of like a fun one we did with some corn. And this, we're going to use this for decorative corn. I think it's Mandan fried. That's Sorry if I'm pronouncing these wrong. Really great for fall displays, or you can grind it into cornmeal, which should be kind of fun. I don't know if we'll get that in depth with it, but cool to have those options. And it says to sow them right outdoors. When I was a little kid, my sister and I actually planted corn in our sandbox, and we grew corn and we picked it when it was about this big. It looked like the little corns you would get in chow mein, and we would eat it like that, and I don't think it was very tasty. I just remember that so vividly from my childhood, like loving growing corn, and we have never actually grown corn on our property. So I thought this would be fun, and again, we can use it for decoration for the fall. So set that aside. Since that one gets planted straight outside, it'll have to wait a little while. This is the carrots we picked out, and they're a Paris market carrot, so they're actually meant for market gardening, which is not what we are currently doing. This one, it produces earlier than other carrots, and they can even be grown in containers, which is kind of interesting. We are going to grow some things in our window this year and kind of see how it goes, some herbs and lettuce, but I don't think we'll be growing our carrots there. So this one is going to go straight outside. We have cucumbers. It looks like we picked out 2 different cucumbers. All right, so we have a bushy variety, and these ones say they're good for fresh eating and pickling. That the cucumbers grow really fast and seem to grow overnight. So if you've had a cucumber variety like that, you know that can be so true. These grow well in colder climates, so I thought that would be great for us. And the other cucumbers we picked are pickling cucumbers. These are the ones that they said were used for like Gherkins brand pickles. And I thought, well, they're gonna be delicious then, right? Here are some of my favorites. So simple, but so important. Cilantro. We're not gonna have any fresh salsa if we don't have cilantro. I also like to use my leftover cilantro to make pesto. I also use basil to make pesto, but there is a cilantro version too, which is pretty good. So although we can plant the cilantro straight outdoors, I do believe we're going to plant a little bit inside. We got some window boxes for in our mudroom where we have some nice sunlight coming in. And so I think we're going to put some of those right there. It'll be nice and handy to have them next to the kitchen when I just want to use something real quick that I haven't planned ahead for. We also got some basil. I really love to use basil fresh with tomatoes and mozzarella. And obviously making pesto, that's delicious as well too. And then we got some dill, can't forget the dill. We can never seem to time it just right that our dill and our cucumbers are coming in at the same time so that we can make pickles. Every year, they both seem a little bit off. Either our dill comes up really fast and our pickles are slow, or our cucumbers are slow, or our cucumbers come up really fast and our dill is slow. It seems like we can't quite figure that out, so I think we're gonna probably stagger planting our dill so that at least some of it is good when we need it, and we can also dry the rest, use some for collecting seeds for future harvest, for future plantings too. So we will plant that straight outdoors. All right, I got a little fun one. Last year I ended up purchasing a mint plant from the store, and it kept me in mojitos most of the late summer, so I thought it would be nice to have this. Now I have heard that mint can spread really fast, so I am not going to plant this directly in the garden unless it is in some type of container first. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set it aside so I don't accidentally plant it straight into our garden. I'm not really sure how I'm going to plant it yet, but I know those mojitos were amazing and I'd love to have that for late summer. All right, one of the new things we planted last year was kohlrabi. And this was a family favorite of my family's growing up, and I never really liked it, but I didn't like to eat it raw, and they like to sprinkle salt on it and eat it raw, and that just wasn't for me. But I did find that when we planted kohlrabi last year, we purchased 4 plants, and we ate it all right up. We liked sauteing it, and turns out I like kohlrabi. So we did get some kohlrabi. My husband and I liked it. The kids liked it. It just soaked up the flavor of whatever we were cooking. All right, the next thing we got is a lettuce mixture. I think I said this wrong in the last video. I think it was 150 seeds, and I said like 150 varieties of lettuce. That was not true. Sorry about that. But this is their favorite mix of lettuce. Every year that we grow lettuce, we have awful luck. The lettuce bolts, it's kind of bitter tasting, and it doesn't seem to do well. We've tried planting it right away so we can harvest it really early. We've tried planting it more in the shade, and I think it's just too hot. So we are going to try a little bit again, because you never know, something might work better than something else, but I think we're going to plant some of this inside as well. And then we have our onions. I am so excited. Every year I go to the store and I just want red onions. They're the ones I purchase at the store. When I go to buy my bulbs to plant, I always want to buy red bulbs, and no one ever has them. And I also got, I believe these are like a yellow onion. Got a few peppers. I probably should have got a few more peppers, but we did get a bell pepper. These ones are a red bell pepper. We use pepper in so much that we make everything from eggs in the morning to pizza toppings. We use peppers all year long, and we never seem to have enough. We're always buying peppers. So, and then we also have some cayenne pepper. Last year we had, I think it was 2 cayenne pepper plants, and they grew so many cayenne peppers. There was no way we could have used them all up. So what I did is I put them in our dehydrator, and yeah, that was a strong smell. You didn't want to smell that right in. But I put them in the dehydrator, and then we went ahead and we chopped them up with the food processor. Again, don't smell in there. That would be awful. And we put them in a jar, and we still have like half a quart maybe of cayenne pepper left. So we probably didn't need these this year, but I just wanted to try a new variety as well. All right, we're going to try some radish this year, and this is a variety we've never tried. I am not a radish lover. I probably never will be. There's a dip my grandma makes that I like the recipe to, so I might try that. But my husband loves radishes, so these are all his to do with what he wants. If we can't eat them, we'll pass them along. All right, then we have our sunflowers. We definitely bought some giant sunflowers. You better believe that is, to me, one of the most important things in our garden. No, we don't eat the sunflower seeds. I suppose we could, but our chickens love the seeds that fall. We plant our sunflowers along the back of our garden, and they tower high above everything else. You can see them as you're walking up to the garden. You can see them from the house. It's just beautiful. And the seeds fall, and they end up falling right where the chickens can get them. So we love the beauty of the sunflowers. The chickens love eating the seeds. It's kind of just a fun thing for everyone. I am hoping to harvest some of these seeds so that we can plant them in the future as well. All right, the next one we got is spinach, and we've had a lot of issues in the past with spinach, just like lettuce, bolting, being kind of bitter. Not quite as bad. We've been able to cook with it a little bit. We got our zucchini every year. We have way too many zucchini, but I really don't think you can have too much zucchini. I love to process it and freeze it in bags ready to bake zucchini bread all year long. In fact, I got a bag ready to make from last year, so I got to do that today as well. All right, so then we got some pumpkins. I'm hoping we can bake with some of them as well. I still have a freezer full of pumpkin from last year that I need to do some baking with. All right, this is what I think I am most excited about. We ordered 3 varieties of tomatoes this year. One of the varieties we chose of tomatoes is the Italian Heirloom. And then we picked out a Roma tomato. The other variety of tomato we chose was the Wisconsin Chief, and we picked this variety because we live in Minnesota, so we figured if it grows well in Wisconsin, it'll definitely grow well here, right? Something we're doing new this year is tomatillos, and the reason we got these is because we have been making like a green enchilada sauce and canning it. I used a freezer recipe last year. And then the last thing we got is our watermelon. I'm kind of interested to see, we typically have bought watermelon without seeds just because we have 4 kids and it's just easier sometimes. So I'm excited to see what the kids think of this real watermelon. I have a feeling I'm going to add to this just because I'm so excited to get our garden in and so excited for the variety. I hope you enjoyed watching this seed haul video, and I'd love to hear what you're planting, what I need to add to our list to still get, if I forgot anything, or if you have any tips or tricks to help us get started planting our seed indoors for the first time in quite a few years. Thanks for watching, guys, and glad you got to see me again.